So here's my video of the Italian leg of my trip away. So if you are watching, I recorded it this way round in portrait mode rather than this way round in landscape mode, and I don't know how this is going to show on YouTube. So if you watch it on your phone, I'm hoping it comes up on a big screen. If it comes up on like a small screen with me as a strip in the middle, that's annoying. Just let me know, text me, comment on the video or whatever, so I can sort it out properly. But yeah, enjoy. So we're on the Le Châtel, or as they say in England, Le Château, and we're all packed, ready to go, ready to start the journey. There's Jin packed in a little bed, so we're ready. We've only got 12 hours and then we're there, so in Lake Como. Yay! The time now is just gone 5 o'clock and I'm starving like I've never eaten before. I've already had 2 hot cross buns at 3 o'clock when we left. I've got some wraps in my bag and I'm waiting. Is it okay to have a sausage wrap at 5 o'clock in the morning, basically? It was barbecued yesterday. Well, I say barbecued, burnt yesterday. So we are at Como in Italy. It was a 16-hour journey. I think 12 hours driving time. Ginny slept the whole way, and then last night decided to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Fabregas used to play for. Cue picture of Fabregas on the screen. A team Como, I assume it's called Como, Team Como FC, and we went to the stadium and it looks nothing like this picture. Cue picture, doing this with my finger, cue picture. It looks like that from above, but it doesn't look like that from the ground. Anyway, so we went to walk around the lake, stopped for a couple of coffees. Ginny went in at various points because it was quite hot, 25 degrees or so today. And we played with a little puppy. Strolled around for a bit, saw some cathedral, cue picture, and that was nice, I suppose. We sat out in the sun, had a couple of very cheap beers, went to the shops, bought some stuff. Eloise's sat-nav stopped working. Well, her phone ran out and my sat-nav didn't work, so she had to navigate by eye all the way back home when I was driving, which wasn't fun at all, especially with diversion. So but we made it back safe and sound, no trouble. And we sat in a nice little cobble road. Ginny was basically off lead, we just let her be off, and we had a couple of coffees, nice and relaxed. Ginny didn't, other than chasing a pigeon, didn't cause too much problems. Too many problems. Our trip to Pisa was decent. We saw obviously the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which was leaning over, and everyone did that thing where you put your hands on it or your finger on it. So that was good. And I had a beer whilst looking at it not quite fall over. Okay, next leg to Florence. 4 hours and 12 minutes in traffic. Well, I was going to say the time without traffic, but we've got traffic, so that's irrelevant. And there's Gin.
Rubbish.
Ready? It was a good joke.
That was nice. Let's do it again.
See you when we're there. I'm not doing it again. We're at this lovely camping site with all these lovely little pods. We didn't come very prepared food-wise, so I've got cold hot dog sausage with some. This is nice, to be fair. Salsa chipotle. That's out of Ginny's treat box, and yeah, looks great. Okay, it's the third leg. But don't be rude. Don't laugh at that. So silly. Don't be so rude, Michael. I know you're laughing at that. Anyway, it's the third leg, and we're off to Rome. Yesterday we went to Florence, to the town centre, and we saw some funny statues with no clothes on. That makes my third leg joke funny. We saw some statues. I'll put a picture here, like there, like that. Is that right? Like, hopefully my editing is good enough that I can show that picture there. It's Michelangelo to something, isn't it? Michelangelo to something.
And David.
And David, apparently.
David.
Statue of you, David.
That's gonna go.
There, and yeah, we went there. Anyway, we're on the way to Rome right now. Ginny's in the back, as usual. So, where is she? Asleep. There she is. And we're just on our way. So I'll let you know when we're there. Not that it matters because you're seeing this retrospectively after I've already been. So. So we just come to a parking space and we were just going to park in there, and some guy come out and said, "Oh, leave me your keys and I'll park it." So we are.
So
and
we've just given our car to a resident.
so let's hope it's not a scam. So today's visit was to the Colosseum, which was brilliant, and Eloise drove there, which was so sick. She drove through the busy streets, down some back alleys, well, everywhere really. Everywhere you'd think that you had to go across the cobbles. Then there was no lanes and like 3 or 4 cars side by side. No one knew what was going on. So that was decent. Anyway, we got to the Colosseum and it is huge, absolutely huge. And we sat and had a beer. So obviously I had a Moretti as we're in Italy. So I had a lovely Moretti opposite the Colosseum, just looking at its colossal nature, I suppose. And then you get the odd person trying to sell you a hat, which I didn't need. Well, I didn't need because my hat had coffee on it because I spilt my coffee in the car all over my white hat. So I did need a hat, but I didn't buy one from the man that comes around with lots of hats on his head. And then came back to our apartment, which was nice. Got a pizza because we're in Italy, obviously. And then I helped a lady up the stairs. Well, not up the stairs. I had to carry a case up the stairs because I'm a nice bloke. Here we are on the final leg. We're on our way to Bari. So we're getting a ferry all the way over to Duras port in Albania. So that's our Italy stretch done. We climbed Mount Vesuvius today, and I do use climbed loosely. Oh, you can't see that. Climbed. Because we drove most of the way up, or rather got coached most of the way up, and we walked about 35 minutes, which the Americans near us said was the hike of a lifetime. But it was about 35 minutes to the edge of the volcano. Cue picture here, or video, whatever. And it was really nice to see. There was a couple of bits of like steam coming out of some rock, which was good to see that it could potentially erupt at any moment. We were meant to go yesterday, but I was really ill. I had a really bad belly and I was sick a few times. All the sick was like stuck in my moustache, which was a bit disgusting. We went to the hotel people, the staff in the reception, and asked them could they take Ginny for a couple of hours whilst we went to Mount Vesuvius. And they absolutely loved Ginny. Absolutely loved her. They said, "Oh, we want her to leave." They took a picture of her, which they then immediately printed and stuck up in their office as a special guest 2023, Ginny the dog. So she was a very loved member of the hotel, which I can't quite remember the name. Quinta Quattroventi.
Quinta Quattroventi.
No,
Punta.
Punta Quattroventi.
Yeah.
We made our way to the ferry, and it was a 10-hour ride. So we just slept on it basically, got off the other end at Duras in Albania, and then I, being the absolute legend, drove a 3 and a bit hour drive all the way to Surrender. It was actually quite easy, to be honest. There's not much on the road. It was just very hot. Some of the winding mountain roads were very steep. Like we're in 3rd gear sport mode in the car, struggling to get up, and we're just crawling, and then down the other side was ridiculously steep, so that felt a bit dangerous. But obviously I'm a brilliant driver, and we got here safe and sound. Quinta Quattroventi.
Quinta Quattroventi.
Quinta Quattroventi.
No, Punta.
Punta Quattroventi.
Yeah.